All right. Let's look at what we call water tariffs. Let's look at what we call water tariffs. What I want you to remember is that in water tariffs, you're given what we call brackets. These are brackets, and we say bracket 1, bracket 2, bracket 3, 4, and 5. Each bracket has a maximum kiloliter. Each bracket has a maximum kiloliters that it will take. For example, bracket number 1, it will take up to 10 kiloliters, because it's from 0 to 10. Then how many kiloliters shall we have in bracket number 2? Bracket number 2 will have a maximum of 5. How do we get the 5? We took 15 minus 10. 15 minus 10. When we are looking for the maximum kiloliters that we're going to look at, actually, we shall try to ignore the left-hand side. We ignore the left-hand side. So from 0 to 10, maximum of 10. Then what about from 11 to 15? It will be, we shall have a maximum of 5, because 11 is in between 10 and 15. We've not said exactly at 10. So now if someone uses 10,5, where do they belong? That's what we usually ask ourselves. So how do you get the maximum kiloliters that we need? We shall take 15 minus 10, and this will become 5 kiloliters. 20 minus 15, get another 5 kiloliters. 25 minus 20, you get another 5 kiloliters. We are looking for the maximum. And also here, now this one here, it remains open. It remains open. All right. It also remains, we get 5 kiloliters. So we have, so the first 10 kiloliters you pay 5,5 for each kiloliter. Then the next 5, you pay 7,5 for each kiloliter. So simply meaning, how much shall we pay if we are in the maximum payment for bracket 1? It will be the 10 kiloliters that you've got times the money for each. And this will give you, this is around 55 rands. All right. So this is 55 rands. So if you use only bracket number 1, you pay a maximum of 55. All right. Then we go to the next one, which will be 5 kiloliters times the money, which is 7, and this will become 37 rands 50 cents. We said bracket 10, it has a maximum of 10 kiloliters, and the same 10 kiloliters, they will come and multiply with this number here. You got 55 rands, excluding VAT. Here we said it's 5 kiloliters. How do you get the 5 kiloliters? We took the 15 minus the 10. So we go to the 5 times 7, we ended up having 37 rands 50 cents. We come to the next one, still it's 5 kiloliters. We shall say the 5 times 13. 5 times 13. And we ended up having 65 rands 80 cents. Another 5, because we are looking at 25 minus 20. Get this much. So here we get 5. 5 times. You might be asked, why does the money increase as the brackets go on? The money increases as it's for the person. This is used to avoid people overusing water. If the water was cheaper, People would use it aimlessly. But here someone has to budget for that water there. 5 kiloliters. So it becomes 5 times that. 5 times 20,75 is saying the reason why it becomes expensive as you continue. It's to minimize the usage of water. The more you use, the more you pay. That's the principle. Okay, this is what we do usually when we are looking at the table the first time. All right, looking at the table for the first time. So now, this scenario here, it talks of a person using 13,450 liters. These are liters. They are not kiloliters. But in the bracket, in in the in the table, we have kiloliters. So also the liters have to change to, these liters have to change to, the liters have to change to kiloliters. So what are we going to do? They have told you 1,000 liters equal to 1 kiloliter. So we are going to take 13,450 liters divided by 1,000. What answer do you end up having? So we end up having 13,5 13,45 kiloliters. All right. Remember, we are calculating the same. Calculate the cost of water, VAT inclusive, simply meaning including VAT. Why do they say VAT inclusive? Because the costs that we have here, they already exclude VAT. So we are looking for the VAT inclusive. So we shall need to include VAT at the end. Okay, we ask ourselves, where does 13,45 belong to? It belongs to bracket number 2. It's in bracket number 2. All right. It belongs to bracket number 2. So if it belongs to bracket number 2, what do we do first? That means the person has used bracket number 1 fully. Then he has also used part of bracket number 2. Part of bracket number 2. Bracket number 2 is not used fully. Had he used bracket number 2 fully, then he would have used 15 kiloliters. 10 in the first bracket, the 5 in the second bracket. But then, if he uses bracket 1 fully, that means it's going to pay 55 rands plus. So, bracket number 1 took the 10 out of the 13,45. So, if of the 13,45 kiloliters minus the 10 kiloliters that belong to bracket number 1, we remain with 3,45 kiloliters. Now, these ones have been pushed to bracket number 2. But remember, each kiloliter in bracket number 2 is charged 7,5. 7 rands, 7 rands, 50 cents. So shall say 3,45 times 7 rands 50 cents. So we shall ask ourselves, how much does the person earn there? How much does the person pay? So this becomes 55 plus, here we get 25,88. We add everything up, 55,00 plus 25,88. You end up having an answer as 80 rand 88 cents. This amount excludes VAT. This amount excludes VAT. But they want the answer to include VAT. What do we do next? We include VAT by multiplying 1,15. Multiply by 1,15. Multiply. And we shall end up having our answer as 93,1. It's 93 rands, 1 cent. That's what we do. Method number 2, we can try out method number 2. When we look at method number 2, this is method 1. Method 1. Method 2. Method 2, we shall say, still method 2, we shall, first and foremost, we need to change. Remember, we need to change the liters that we have to kiloliters. Ne? Change the liters to kiloliters. Why? Because the table is dealing with kiloliters. It's not dealing with the liters. Kiloliters, 1,000 liters. Anyway, so we found out that the 13,450 liters, they're equivalent to 13,45 kiloliters. So straightforward, you come and you put it in bracket number 1. So 13,4 kiloliters are way beyond 10. So what do we do? We shall take off the 10. Do we pay for the 10? So when you subtract this 13,45 minus 10, what do you remain with? You remain with 3,45 kiloliters. These have been pushed to bracket because this is bracket number 1. So these have been pushed to bracket number 2. But in bracket number 2, we said we need a maximum of 5 kiloliters. Remember? So if we need a maximum of 5 kiloliters, yet here we have 3,45, so we can't subtract 5. It's already there. So we shall say the 3,45 multiplied by the amount of money per kiloliter in bracket number. So here we say we shall get our 55 rands. Here we say we shall get our, here we get our 25,88. Here we get our 25 rands, 88. So what do? We add them up. End up having 80,88. So this is what we have. But this money doesn't have VAT. The question wants us to have VAT inclusive. So we need to include VAT. So we shall take 80 multiplied by 1,15. Yeah, that's method number 2. And you end up also having the same answer as we had in the first scenario, which is 93 rands 1 cent. So you pick any method that you would like to use.